named Jabu. Now, in this, Jabu lived in a small village. And no matter where he went, and no matter what he did, Jabu would always say, "It is good." He would say, "It is good." Beautiful. Now, Jabu was best friends with the prince. They did everything together. They used to love going down to the river, where they would pick up stones and see who could skip the most stones. Now, Jabu was always very good at finding those perfect, flat, round stones. And the prince was always the one that would skip the most. Sometimes they would go down and see who could hunt for birds while they were growing up. They had to learn the skills of hunting. And Jabu was always the one that would find that perfect rock. And he would give it to the prince, and the prince would always hit on target. Now, growing up, the prince became the king of this small village and made Jabu his right-hand man. Now, the king still had responsibilities. He had to take care of his village and make sure that there was enough game for them to eat. And so, him and Jabu would often go out hunting. You see, Jabu was also very good at tracking. He would track the prints of the animals. And so they made a great pair. And one fine day, the king said to Jabu, "Hey, Jabu, I think it's time to go out hunting, eh? What you say?" And Jabu said,
"It is good."
"Yes, my king." And the king said, "Yes, Jabu. Let's see." "You're right, it is good." So that night, while big Mama Moon hung high in the sky, Jabu set out to make the finest and best arrows for his king to go hunting the next morning. He sharpened those arrows until they were so sharp and carefully dipped them in the poison. And then he packed the bag. And when that sun rose over the horizon, they took their bags and they went over the hill and down again, across the river, down to the valley. They went over the hill and down again, across the river, down to the valley. They went over the hill, down again, across the river, down to the valley. And when they got down to the valley, Jabu said, "Hey, my king, I found the tracks of a zebra." Yes, this is Trevor Noah's joke. You know what's coming. Yes. We say zebra, not zebra. You don't say debra. You say? Zebra. Thank you. Therefore, you say? Zebra. Yeah. Spotted the tracks of a zebra. And they follow the tracks. And finally, Jabu said, "Hey, my king, there's a zebra in between those bushes." And he carefully took out the arrow and handed it to his king. The king took it, put it in his bow. He aimed. He let go of that arrow went slicing through the air, hitting the zebra just so here on the thigh. That zebra's leg is going like this. Jabu's running towards that zebra. Next thing, the king starts screaming, "Ah! Ah! Ah! My thumb!" Jabu said, "My king, what's the matter? What's the matter? Oh, my king, what's wrong?" And the king said, "Ah, my thumb, Jabu, my thumb." And Jabu looked at his king and said, "My king, it This is you. This is your fault. I never want to see you again. Ever! What kind of a friend are you? Go to jail! Jabu looked at his king and said, my king, it is good. With a heavy heart, Jabu turned around and walked to the prison gates in his village. He walked back to the village, the prison gates, and said again, many moons passed. We all know that time is such a good healer. The king's thumb had been amputated and healed a little bit. And this time the king, but his heart was still broken. He lost all trust in other people, for his best friend had betrayed him. And so, the king, who still had responsibilities for his village, decided to go out hunting himself, because he had to feed the village. So, that night, while big Mama Moon hung high in the sky, the king made his own arrows, carefully dipping them in the poison, packing the bag. And when that sun rose over the horizon, the king took his bags and he went over the hill and down again, across the river and down to the valley. He went over the hill and down again, across the river and down to the valley. And when he got down to the valley, he still could not find any tracks or game. And so this time he went a little bit further than where they usually go. He decided to climb the mountain, because maybe up there, at a higher point, he was able to find some game. And as he got to the top, he was right. He spotted the tracks of a springbuck. Now, a springbuck is like a deer, found in the southern regions of Africa, a little bit up north in the middle. And the king spotted this springbuck in between the bushes again. He carefully took out his arrow. He pulled it back in the bow and let go. Just as that arrow went slicing through the air, that arrow hit that springbuck just so in the chest. That springbuck went. The king was so happy. He ran towards that springbuck, but as he was running, he was seized from the back. See, the king didn't realize that he was in foreign territory, in the territory of another tribe, the tribe of cannibals. A tribe that's been wanting this king for so long to sacrifice to their gods. They seized the king and celebrated. They took the king back to their village, where they placed him in the middle of a fire pit, ready to be sacrificed. And the priest walked out, and the priest said, Good. Well done. You worked as a team. Good. Finally, we got the king. The gods will bless us. Many years to come. He came around the back. Stopped dead in his tracks. Thanks for the sound effect. Is that it? What's wrong with this king? What's wrong with this king? You're laughing now. Now you're laughing. What is wrong with this king? Yeah, I'm talking to you. Now you're quiet now. Now you want to be quiet. What is wrong with this king? Oh, you're smiling now, huh? It's all smiles now. Why are you smiling? What is wrong with this king? Huh?
No, nothing.
What?
No sound.
Take them all to jail, please. Behead them. How can you bring me an unholy king? What is wrong with you? Do you know what the gods will do to us if we sacrifice this unholy king? Huh? We'll be cursed for thousands of years. Let this king go. The king, upon hearing this, heart began to pound. Tears streaming down. The guys came back to the back and untied the king. And as they were untying the king, more tears just started flowing, and all he kept on thinking of was as soon as they untied that king, just as that king was running and fighting, just over the hills, over the mountains, past the rivers, all the way, just as all that whole journey, straight back to that village, and he went straight back to that village, he went straight to the jail, he went straight to that jail, he went straight to that prison, he went straight to that prison, he flew out, opened those gates, and put his arms around Jabu and cried. And he told Jabu the whole story. He said, Jabu, you are right, you are right. It is good, my friend, it is good. Oh, Jabu, I'm so sorry. What kind of a friend am I? How can I put you in jail? Oh, Jabu, I'm so sorry. Will you ever forgive me? And Jabu looked at his king and said, hey, my king, I forgave you a long time already. Yes, it is good. And the king said, no, Jabu, you must listen. You should have been with me, man. You should have been with me. You shouldn't have been in prison, man. And I'm sorry. I'm so sorry, Jabu. Jabu looked at his king and said, yeah, my king. Oh, man. My king. If I had been with you, I would not be with you here right now. Therefore, my king. You can do better than that, God.